All right. Hi everyone. My name's Bev. We've got a class tonight for you guys all about Christmas treats and gifts. We've been searching Cookie Do for the best recipes to share. We do all have a bit of a lean towards sweet tonight. We did have a dip, but unfortunately our consultant's child had a bit of an accident. He's okay, but she's had to kind of pull out at the last minute. So we have about 6 presenters. We've all got different dishes. You can see our names are our dishes. We thought so you won't get confused if we have to go from one back to another, because there's various steps in some of these recipes. So yeah, welcome to our class. If you have any questions, please pop them in the chat, and we'll endeavour to get all the answers for you. Because we're recording, I'll be able to send a recording out, plus all of the dishes, the recipes, sorry, so that you can access them. Christmas is creeping up so fast, so it's really great to be able to have a Thermomix in your kitchen and start planning some awesome, amazing dishes. Just before I start, I just wanted to let you know that we have been given a beautiful menu that we can offer you as a demonstration. You can be a host and we can come to you or do online a cooking experience. And some of the dishes that we can offer, we've got quick blueberry ice cream, pink lemonade. I've made the 3 salads this week and they are the best ever. We've already decided they're definitely going to be on our menu on Christmas Day. We've got seared steak and rocket salad, and the steak is seared using high heat on the TM6. Red pesto chicken salad, and another salad called no potato salad, which is full of other things, and it's just great. Gingerbread, we can make gingerbread, brandy custard, and give you lots and lots of tips on all those recipes. So get in touch with your consultant, say, come on over. We're going to do a Christmas demo, and bring a couple of friends. It'll be a lot of fun and a lot of good food. All right, so I'm first on the list today to get started. So my recipe is one I make every year now. It's absolutely standard recipe I make, and it's called salted caramels. The first time I made it, I just thought, wow, this is so good. So I'm just going to move across, and I'm going to find my recipe. Now, I actually, I'm just saying, yeah, I am on Spotlight. Can you all see me? Okay, so I'll move my thermic towards you. And what I might do, this is what I've been doing lately, just so people can see a little better of what's going on the screen. So I'm going to move you. You don't need to see me, but you do need to see what's going on here. So what I'm going to do is start cooking salted caramels. Now I have made a batch already, so I'm going to show you the finished product a bit later. I wish I could hand you all one to try. So the first thing is to line a square cake tin, which I've got ready with baking paper. It's a 20 by 20 tin. It's pretty important to have the right size tin. And then you grease the baking paper, not under it, but over it. So you put a bit of grease on top, a little bit of butter. All right, so the next step is to add in 120 of unsalted butter. So I happen to have that ready. Now, some of these first recipes that we start will have a melting phase. So that's what is happening in a minute with this recipe. All right, we've got 120 of butter, 150 of dark brown sugar, and it is important to get the nice dark brown sugar. So pop that in to give it that nice deep color. Now, 120 of glucose syrup. Okay, so you get that in the supermarket. Now you have to be pretty accurate. So I'm going to just pour and weigh at the same time, and just make sure I pull back, because you can't really get this stuff out once it's gone in. So as I get towards 120, I sort of twist this jar around a little bit. So I endeavor to be pretty accurate. There's some recipes accuracy is important, and there's others that it's not that important, but this is probably one where you want to keep your eye on, measure. Okay, got 10 grams to go. Gets a little bit at the end. All right, 15, 16. Oh, 119. You know what? If you get to 1 gram of what you need in a TM6, in a TM5, you have to be pretty spot on because you've got that 5 gram difference. But with a TM6, it weighs in 1 gram. If you get to 119, you're winning. So don't go any further. You've got there. So a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar goes in, and then it says to place the simmer basket on the top. Now there's lots of recipes that tell you to do this, and it's just to make sure you let all the steam out, and it's just better to do that. So just make sure you follow the instruction. So I'm going to move it around to speed 3, and that's going to just melt for about 10 minutes. All right, so I'm just going to move away from the noise, and I'm going to check, has Karusha entered our class? Karusha, are you there?
Hello, I'm here.
Okay, I'm just looking for you. So I'm going to remove my spotlight and look for you.
Sure.
Let me see. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Great, there you are. Okay, I'm just going to spotlight you.
Give me 1 second. I'm just getting my corn flour.
Okay. Karusha is a busy mum. Can one of you guys spotlight Karusha if you're able to, please? I can see her, and I think she probably is, but...
If I talk, is it coming up?
Yep, you're there all the time,
Okay.
so I guess you are.
There it is. Sorry.
You're right.
Had a bit of a situation with the little ones. Hi everyone, I'm Karusha. I'm going to be making Almond Addiction tonight. It's delicious. It's such a great thing to give away as gifts to to everyone, and you really can't go wrong with it. So let's get started. You need to preheat oven to 190 and grease 2 20-centimeter tins with baking paper and set aside. Don't try and do it in one huge baking tray. If you do, just keep an eye on the temperature, because I tried to do that and it got a bit too thin and it got a bit too burnt once it went into the oven. So we're going to start with 300 grams of blanched almonds. Feel free to use almonds with their skins on. They still taste great. So just going to put the almonds in. And now we're going to chop the almonds up. I'll just show you in 4 seconds. And it's a rough chop because we still want them nice and crunchy for the Almond Addiction. So that's perfect. And we're going to add in 240 grams of raw sugar. Okay. And then 60 grams of corn flour. Two teaspoons of natural vanilla essence. 70 grams of full cream milk.
This is a very delicious recipe, and it's worth every bit of ingredient and step that it takes to make this for Christmas.
And then 120 grams of unsalted butter. And that's virtually it. And now we're going to start cooking. So I will see you all in about 17 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So we're going to jump to Nadine. But Nadine, can you see where the spotlight is? For some reason, it's not showing on my, yeah. So if you can unspotlight Karusha and do yourself, if that's okay.
I'll see if I've got the power.
Oh, you'll have the power. You've come up. So
yeah, but I can't see a spotlight button. I can't help you out. I don't have the power, Bev. I can't see a spotlight. Tonight I'm cooking raw chocolate snaps. This is from the UK collection of Cookie Do in Whole Food Cooking. So if you change your filters and include the UK, you'll be able to find this recipe. The first couple of steps I've proceeded to do because it does have a few melting steps. So the first step is to grease and line 2 small baking trays. And then you need to ensure that you have a thoroughly clean bowl when you're melting these ingredients. If you don't, it can seize the cocoa butter up. So make sure your bowl is completely dry and clean before melting. I've added in 200 grams of cacao butter. And I've chopped that for 20 seconds on speed 8. And I've melted it for 10 minutes at 37 degrees. So you can see we've now got melted cacao butter there. So now we can proceed to the next ingredients. So I've got 60 grams of raw cacao. And we'll add in 100 grams of honey. And a dash of a teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. And now we're going to melt that for 10 minutes at 37 degrees on speed 1. And we'll come back when we're ready for the next step.
Okay, thanks, Nadine. Now,
Okay.
I'm just checking. Let's see, I'm letting somebody in. Now, mine is another 2 minutes before I add my next step. So while we're waiting 2 minutes, I just want to show you a couple of things. Let's go to the screen. Hang on, if I just spotlight myself. Okay, so you can see my screen. Now, if you were to swipe across, oh, someone's not on mute. So if you could pop yourself on mute, that would be great. Okay, so if you bookmark a recipe, you can go into Cookie Do while it's all happening. Okay, so what I want to do is go search. I just want to show you how to find an abundance of Christmas recipes. Okay, so if you drop down the word recipes and go to collections, and that's where you get all the collections according to what you've set up in your profile. Okay, if I put in Christmas, I'm just going to turn this around slightly so I can see the letters. C-H, oops, go back a bit, C-H-R, oh, actually, no, sorry, what I typed in before, let's go back a step, was gifts. So quick word, G-I-F-T-S. All right, so you can see some of those collections, but one of my favorite, there's a whole lot of gifts. Homemade gifts is one that I really, oh, there it is. I just went past it, so sorry. Okay, we can look at that shortly, but just jot down, actually I'll write it down in the email I'll send you tomorrow, homemade gifts. One year I decided I'm going to make everything in that collection and give it out as presents. So I created a shopping list. We couldn't go to our supermarket at that point. This was a couple of years ago. So I just bought all the ingredients, came home and had this great cook up, and I made so many great presents to give people. So just remember that you can make all of these presents from your home instead of venturing out. Who wants to go to the big shopping centers these days? All right, so at this stage in my recipe, I'm going to add in 220 of sweetened condensed milk. Now you can make your own, and there's recipes for sweetened condensed milk. Okay, so I am just using what I've got, and it's going to take a while to drizzle out of my jar. It's probably better to, maybe do this when it's, not so cold. It's been in the fridge, so I'm going to go to the second jar and make it quicker. Otherwise, I could be a while here. I love sweetened condensed milk. It's such a great additive to something like this. It is sweet, and after all, this is a treat. We don't make these every day, but if you're going to make something sweet or a cake or biscuits or something yummy, it always feels better to know what's in it and to make it from scratch. So, we don't want to have any guilt over Christmas. Gosh, I'm so sorry it's going slow, but we're nearly there. At least I'll be able to be accurate. So 209. Oh, goodness sake, I should have got this out of the fridge. Almost there. 5 grams for, oh for goodness, I should use a spoon. Everyone's probably thinking that. Why isn't she using a spoon? All right, whoa. I'm going to stop there. That's good enough. 220, how's that? Okay, a teaspoon of vanilla extract. I guesstimate a teaspoon. That's pretty easy. And placing the simmer basket back up the top. This is just the second stage of this recipe and the last stage. So it's going to go for 15 minutes on 120 at speed 3 with the simmer basket at the top. Now, Nadine, are you ready for us to come back to you?
No, I've got 5 minutes.
Okay, well, we've got a little video that goes for 7 minutes. So Nadine, you might have to either wait or tell us about your next step, if that's okay. All right, so one of our consultants, Mel Anderson, has made a beautiful video for us, and I'll show you you'll see what it is in a sec. She'll tell you all about it. So enjoy. Okay. All right, I'm just sorry, guys. I'm going to see if I can enlarge this. View, enter full screen. That's better. Here we go. Enjoy this.
Hi everyone. I'm going to show you how to quickly make your own homemade mint salt scrub in your Thermomix. Great for gifts this Christmas. So it's pretty easy. You only need 3 ingredients: coconut oil, rock salt. I've got Himalayan salt, and I'll talk about the salts in a minute. And your choice of pure oils: peppermint, got wild orange, but I'm going to do peppermint today. And optional, I have peppermint and spearmint, a tea bag, and I'll show you why we need that first. So to get started, we're going to add our salt. So what I have here is we're gonna have 200 grams of rock salt. The reason I'm using rock salt is because you can mill this yourself in your machine, which means you're not going to have those anti-caking agents that you get in your store-bought milled salt already. I'm also using Himalayan salt, which is rich in minerals and purest of the salts, because you'll see the other salts are not as pure, and this is great. And I do like the colour because it's got the pink, so it gives it that bit of colour as well. You can use Epsom salt as well with your salts, because that's made up purely of magnesium, which is great for it's beneficial to ease pain and tension. So because I'm making it like a foot scrub, that would be nice to have in there. But I generally use the Epsom salt when you're making the bath salts, and that'll be my next live video. So let's get started. We're going to do, as I said, 200 grams of salt to activate your scales. If you want to double this recipe, it's only going to make 3 little small jars. So I'm just going to do this 200 grams, but if you want to do a larger quantity in bigger jars, then you can do that as well. So 200 there. There we go. That will be here. Okay, and now we're going to mill this for 2 seconds on speed 9. Remember, there's going to be like a bit of a dust storm as well. So let's just close this back to our front. So 2 seconds. Yeah, we'll just do 2 seconds. We don't really need to time it because it's going to be quite quick. I just let it run by itself and stop it at 2 seconds. So activate straight to speed 9. I did a little bit longer, so I'm doing 6 seconds, just because you can hear the sound of the milling, or when it's probably the best time to do it. So yeah, that's probably perfect. So just remember, there's a bit of a smoke, dusty storm, so just give a little bit of a tap. Like that. Okay, as you can see, it's so magical. You can taste the salt. I'm just going to show you. There we go. So you're going to get a bit of a dusty, so you want it that grinded, milled salt texture. Okay, next we're going to add our coconut oil. So you want your coconut oil, don't use the liquid one, you want this one so it can solidify. Just be careful if you're going to keep it in your bathroom, this humidity from the shower can make it melt a bit, but it will store nicely in there. So activate your scales. What we can have, so 70 grams in here. Now you can melt this before. I think I did it last time melted, so I'm going to check. But if you want to melt it, you'll melt it 1 minute at 50 degrees for on speed 2, and that should give it another texture. Let's pop this here. Okay, and where's my lid gone? There we go. We're just going to mix that now for 7 seconds on speed 5, or we'll just check to see how long it will take. So scales, yep, done that. Okay, great. Back to your home page. I'll leave it at 7 seconds, see how we go. Speed 5. You can stop it and even have a little look under your lid. See how it goes. If you do get a bit of salt coming up from the side, which one hasn't really, that's pretty good. Looking like that. Give it a stir, and I might just lift the salt from the bottom a bit. So there's some salt down caught on the plate. I'm just going to mix a further 2 seconds on speed 5. Yeah, that's perfect. So add in your oils. I'm going to do peppermint. So a few drops of peppermint. Now it says 25 drops, so this is really what you want to, how strong you want your scrub. I'm going to put a little bit of that. You can use spearmint. Spearmint's great for those who have sensitive skin. It's got a low menthol, so it's better for for sensitive skin. Peppermint is a natural. It naturally cleanses the skin with an antiseptic and antibacterial properties. And it also has that cooling effect, which is great. Why it's great for a foot rub. So you can actually put that in. Probably best to put the oil, same as the coconut oil. So. And that's it. Now with the peppermint spearmint tea bag, you could have milled that with the salt. So when you're grinding, it actually grinds all your botanicals or the flowers. If you're doing lavender and lavender oil, you can put your lavender and you'll mill it with your salt. I did it last time with the peppermint tea bag, just to give that kind of, it just looks nice in the jar. However, when you do use it as a scrub, you do get these little specks all over your feet. So this time I've decided not to use it. So totally up to you, but it all works out fine. So there you go there. There's your scrub. I've now bought some nice little jars. You can get these from the Reject Shop or these little cheapy shops. Kmart have the Mason jars as well. I've just made the stickers. You can grab, if you have a quick look there, so I've just got mint salt scrub. You can order them online and then you can design it yourself. And then I've just bought these little spoons as well online as well, and you can just search to find them. You find them anywhere as well, or you can just use powder pop sticks if you wanted a cheaper version. That works fine too. So that's it, and then I'm gonna pour it into my jars. I might use a smaller spoon because the bigger spoons don't tend to as well. And then just pour it in, and as I said, it'll fill up to about, I'll probably make 2 small jars of these. And I've just put a little ribbon to make it pretty, and that's it. That's your salt scrub. So I'm going to do another video to show you how to do the bath salts. That's using the Epsom salt. So tune in. Remember, there is the gift class on tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I have a work trip, so that's why I'm doing this video live now. So those who wanted to see the bath salts and the scrub, otherwise have a look at please register. It's on my page, and you'll be able to see some really great gifts making with some food gifts. So there's some really delicious treats, biscuits. So yeah, that's tomorrow night. So make sure you've registered if you haven't. Make sure you put my name so I know it's you, as I'm the consultant. And that's it. So I'm just going to pop the lid on. And so that's why I like it pretty pink. If you wanted that green, you could use mint leaves, fresh mint leaves to give that green mint. But I like the pink, even though it smells like mint. But yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed that little quick segment. See you guys. Bye.
You're on mute, Bev.
Thank you. I was just saying what a great video and some beautiful presents that you can make, you know, that are non-food items that people will enjoy, like some nice scrubs. Now, I guess we need to either go back to Nadine, but also Karusha. Who's first? Who's ready? Nadine?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go to you. All right.
So you can see our gorgeous chocolate mixture that's all nicely melted, and we're just going to pour that onto the trays. I'll just move my camera down so you can see what I'm doing. So we'll just pour that onto the tray. And this says to separate half onto each tray of your 2 trays that you've prepared. And then it suggests to sprinkle it with some toasted hazelnuts and orange rind. So I've actually chopped this for 5 seconds on speed 5 in the Thermomix earlier. So we'll just sprinkle that on this one. There we go, look at that. And then I've got some macadamia, and I've toasted some desiccated coconut. So we'll put that on the second one.
Wow, that looks awesome.
Look at how good that looks.
Yum. Wow.
And then the next step is to put it in the fridge or freezer for half an hour. And then you break it up into little portions, and you've got some nice chocolate bark.
Beautiful. Thanks, Nadine. That is, and it's so quick to make, and the Thermomix deals with chocolate perfectly with the right temperature. Thank you. Okay.
My pleasure.
We'll just move to Karusha. Hello. Sorry, I hope we weren't too long coming back to you.
Hello. I've just had to prolong cooking for another few minutes, so we're almost done, but I'll just show you the finished, we're kind of going ahead, but these are the little finished products. So with this batch that I made yesterday, I actually used coconut sugar instead, and I used non-dairy milk, and it's just as delicious as the normal version. So don't be afraid to swap a couple of the ingredients if you need to.
If you've got a few seconds, tell us about that beautiful little vacuum that I can see. And tell us how they can get their hands on that.
So at the moment, if you host a cooking experience with at least 2 people, 2 guests, and you can get a discount to get one of those. And if one of those people buy a Thermomix, you'll only pay $49 for it. And it is so handy to have. My toddler loves using it. So for me, that's been a blessing. So anytime I need anything vacuumed, I'm like, come on, here you go, here's the vacuum, and off she goes. Every time she sees me vacuuming with the big vacuum, she comes and gets it herself. So
they're valued at $2.99, so that's a very big saving.
That's right. Okay, this is looking lovely. So I've got a lovely caramel gooey mixture happening here. And I'm just going to pop that into the baking dishes that I've prepared. So 2 20-centimetre baking dishes. And then we're going to bake it at 190 for 20 minutes. And I think that's me done now, Bev.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right.
I showed you the finished little.
Yeah, we'll do a run around a bit later when it's done.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Okay, so it's timing good. We've got about 30 seconds until mine's ready. So quickly in 30 seconds, we have currently a beautiful 2.6 litre thermoserver and our famous barbecue cookbook, which is amazing, especially this time of year, full of great recipes. So these are a gift with purchase. Should you decide it's time to get yourself a TM6, just before Cookie Dough 3.0 comes, which is only in maybe a week or so, 2 weeks, these are the beautiful gifts with purchase at the moment. Okay, so now we all seem to be pouring things into lined baking trays, and that's what I'm about to do as well. So I'll just show you. Have a look at this beautiful caramel as it comes out. It's just the best. And by the way, when you're pouring out chocolate or caramel or whatever it might be out of your bowl, make sure you just don't rinse your bowl. You might like to add some milk and make a nice hot caramel drink or a hot chocolate. And that's the way that you will clean your bowl. Now, this bowl is going to be quite sticky. I probably, as much as I just said, do that, I probably won't tonight for me, because I just don't want to eat all that sweet stuff this time of night. But what I would do to clean my bowl is to use the pre-clean mode, because I would definitely call this a sticky, sweet, sugary treat. So in our pre-clean mode, you can clean your bowl very easily. So I'll just very quickly show you that. Jeff, can you just fill it up to half, like 1 litre? So you just, but while that's happening, I'm just going to, move this around so it gets to all the corners. And the next step is to set aside to cool. But I'll just go back to that step. You definitely need a bit of balance when you make this. You don't want to have too sweet, but a bit of some of these lovely salt flakes sprinkled over the top are fabulous. Now this needs to sit for about 30 minutes before it goes into the fridge for about 3 hours, and then it's ready. Could you get that one out for me, hon? The one that's in there. Most of us have made double of what we're doing, so we're going to probably be giving some nice early Christmas gifts. So that's, I don't want to tilt it too much because it's still very liquidy, but this is the one we made yesterday. And this is what we've done. We've made a little jar of lollies, little caramels. You wrap them in baking paper and they're so cute. Here's my baking paper. I've got a whole lot of little squares cut out, and they're very rustic and beautiful. And the flavour is something else. It's better than any caramel, I guarantee, that you've probably ever had. But what I'll just show you very quickly what Jeff wrapped the other ones for me. So he used we've got one of these big sort of pizza cutters, and he found it easy just to push through that way. Let's see if I can do it. You need a bit of muscle. Okay, so you get yourself one nice big long stick, and then you cut it. So it's meant to be 1.5 centimeters by about 5 centimeters. I just wish this was a live class. You'd all be trying some of this and you'll love it. So then you just grab one of your little sheets and pop it down, wrap it up. It's very easy and it's fun to do. I hope you all have a go at making these. They're just the best. Flavor, cuteness, gift, and you can get this lovely ribbon, Thermomix ribbon, because I know that, you know, you guys aren't consultants, of course, but it's still good, but you can be if you want to. It's still good to offer our, you know, when people see that, they know they were probably made and homemade. So anyway, that's mine, and we can have a lot of these that we're going out to colleagues of mine over the next few days. All right, so where are we going now? Let's see, what have we got on our list? I've got so much here, I think I've put something on top of it. Someone tell me who we're going to next.
Janelle.
It'll be me.
Yep.
Thank you for keeping me on track. So Janelle, or also known as chai tea powder, is going to show you an awesome recipe. Here we go.
Hi everybody, welcome to our Christmas gifts class. Just before we get started with the recipe, I just wanted to show you, and the only reason this came to mind is because I just recently was at a customer's house with a baby and she was asking about sterilising. And so that's what I did with my jars for my tea tonight. So if you wanted to sterilise, all it is 500 grams of water. Pop your jars in that are already sort of been washed, and then it's on for 20 minutes on Varoma speed 1, and you've sterilised your jars. So if you are making any Christmas gifts in jars, it was just such a quick and easy thing that I did just prior tonight. So I have a special guest coming around to help me make chai tea. So the reason that this recipe came about actually is because my sister-in-law loves her chai lattes, and she, all of a sudden, they stopped selling her favourite tea in the shops. And so I said to her, well, I'm sure there's a Thermomix recipe for that. And lo and behold, there was. And so that was her Christmas present last year. I made, so the batch that we're making tonight, I actually gave her the whole lot. So in a massive jar. So this year, though, I'm actually going to give it as gifts, and seeing Bev's little caramels, I think I might be making those as well, and make a few things like the scrubs and a couple of things, and I'm going to give a few tiny little things out as Christmas gifts this year. So, Jack, if you want to hop around.
Hi, Jack.
Welcome. Okay, let's go. So press start.
6 cardamom.
Yeah, cardamom. Yep.
Yeah, cardamom pods.
So just show the camera
yeah.
all of that in
Yeah.
there. Without, yeah. So what we've done is put all the spices in the one pot. So Jack will just read out what we have.
So 1 whole nutmeg.
Oops. Did you read that?
Star anise.
Star anise.
Star anise. 6 whole cloves. And 3 cinnamon quills.
Is that it?
And 1 vanilla bean cut into pieces.
Yep. Okay. So Jack, pop all of those in. And then does it say to pop the lid on?
Hold up. Yep. So I'll go.
Great.
Then we're gonna put it to speed 10. Okay, so we should be
Next.
then 300 grams of milk garlic powder. So
Yeah, milk powder.
we have that.
Yep. So I'm just going to tear that again. Yeah, I found a tin of it today as opposed to a big bag. So I'm going to try this powder. So I haven't pre-weighed it because it's almost all of the tin. So I was just going to lend Jack a hand here so we can take too long.
Yeah.
Because if I only make one batch, those big bags in the shops, I found I didn't actually use the rest of the milk powder last year and it ended up in the bin. So I was really pleased to have found, what am I on, 85?
Yep.
I was really pleased to find the tin that was just a little bit smaller in quantity. So this is 400 grams, the tin. Oh, look at that.
Perfect.
Let's go next.
Okay. So we're gonna have 2 teaspoons of ground ginger.
Okay,
So
so that's in there with the next ingredient,
which is sugar.
which is sugar. So it's was it sugar?
Well, black tea leaves.
Oh, and black tea.
So
Okay.
the sugar should be after that.
So the sugar is, it said 100 to 120 grams, and I would have done 100 because I figure you can always add sugar. You can't take it away. So
I'll just
yep,
put
so
in
we
the
can
sugar
pop that in.
and that.
Yeah, so that's the ground ginger
So
and the sugar pot. And then we can just, I did pre-weigh.
oh,
Yeah, I pre-weighed.
okay. Then 60 grams of black tea leaves. So again,
Nice.
bam, and then bam. Okay, so now we're going to pop the lid back on. And then we're gonna, for 30 more seconds, we're gonna turn the selector to speed 9. Okay.
Excellent. Lovely. And that's it, I think.
Yep.
That's it. That's our tea. So we'll show you what it looks like. So that's it. How quick was that? I mean, obviously I had all the ingredients ready and most of them I had in my pantry. I think the only thing I had to purchase were the cinnamon sticks and everything else I just had in the pantry, which was fantastic. Oh, and I had to buy more milk powder. So what I'm going to do is pop that into some jars now and I'll show you at the end the finished product. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. That's great. Everyone loves a good chai tea. I was once at a cooking experience and it was an Indian household and they taught me a few tweaks on that chai tea. You'll probably find yeah, people who come from India may adjust it slightly, and it was great. It was so good. So you can make adjustments, that's fine. Now we're going to go to our last presenter in one sec, but I just wanted to show you to clean my bowl that was quite tacky with that caramel. I've got it on the fat or caramel setting, and it's doing a pre-clean right now. Now just promoting the pre-clean, a lot of people when they cook dinner just get their bowl on pre-clean while they sit down and eat. And by the time dinner's done, the bowl is, it's like its own little dishwashing cycle. Amazing. All right, so we're going over, we're finishing with the cocktail, and we're all jealous that we're not at Auntie's place. Sorry, that's getting noisy. So I'm just going to move straight to Auntie and mute myself.
Hi, everybody. I've got the most fun thing, I think, to do tonight, and that is the cocktail. And it comes out of this book. Now I've lost the page, of course, haven't I? This is the book. This is the newest Thermix book. And I was leafing through it and I saw this recipe, which is a watermelon and orange margarita. And of course, I am the queen of margaritas, so I had to try it out, and it is delicious. So this recipe, I'll be doing it manually because the recipe is not available on Cookadoo yet, but it will be soon. So they put some of this book on Cookadoo, and the rest is coming very shortly. So Bev tells me in a few week or so, maybe. Something like that.
I think it'll be in the next week or so. The whole book will be there for us.
Excellent. So I'm just going to put my glasses so I can actually read, which is really annoying because I love looking at the recipes on the screen. So it's a bit of a different margarita, this one. It uses, rather than a sugar syrup, it just uses straight sugar. So what you do is you weigh in 70 grams of sugar. Oh, a little bit short. There we go. And you add some orange rind to it. So I've just got a orange rind with not too much pith on it, and we're just going to add that in.
That's the healthy component.
Of course, Beth, of course. Then we're going to get out of that screen and we're going to mix it for 10 seconds on speed 9. So I'm just going to watch 10 seconds and just whack it up to speed 9 really quickly. A bit more than 10 seconds. So this recipe actually makes 4 cocktails. Now, of course, we're not going to go through 4 cocktails tonight, so I'm actually just going to do half the recipe. So I'm actually going to take a fair bit of this sugar out and use it as a rim. It goes on the rim of the glass. So you take 2 tablespoons out of the normal recipe, or I'm going to take more than that, obviously, because we don't need this much sugar in our half a recipe. Sorry, I'm confusing everybody a little bit, but you get what I mean. And the rest stays in the bowl, and then you add your tequila, which is 60 grams of tequila instead of the 120. Now, I just used the white or the silver tequila, as they call it. This is the milder flavour. Some people just like the gold one. Yeah, the gold one more, but I prefer the milder flavour. So we're just going to go 60 grams of that, which is 2 shots. And obviously, if you want to add a little bit more, then you can add a little bit more. My stumped fingers over here are trying to add a bit more. Then you add a whole lime to it. And then you add So 300, the recipe is 600. We're going to add 300 of, thank you. Can you do that for me? Thank you. 300 of frozen watermelon. So when watermelon's on special, just cut it up into little pieces. And what I did it in layers. I just put a piece of baking paper in between, and that separated it so it didn't all stick together in one clump. So as you know, your Thermomix loves hard things, and it is so good for making cocktails. How are we going there? Not there yet.
Especially at Christmas.
Especially at Christmas. Nearly there. On. Okay, there we go. So I'm just going to pop the lid on. And while that's going, which I'll get going in a second, I'm going to show you how we do the glasses. So what the recipe says to you is to leave a little bit of tequila on a plate, and you just dip the rim in a little bit of tequila. Now, if you didn't want to use up your tequila, or if you want to use something else, you could also use lime. And then you use the sugar. Yeah, the sugar. So that's your milled sugar. You just use that to put it on the rim.
Do you sometimes put salt on, Yanthi?
Yes. So this is why this is a little bit different. It actually uses the sugar as the rim.
Okay.
So, yeah. But you can use whatever you like. I also tried it with salt, and it was lovely with salt as well.
Yeah.
So, but when you use the orange rind, it actually gives a nice orange colour to the sugar. All right, so we're going to blend it for, how long now? 1 minute, speed 8. So maybe, Bev, you can have a chat about.
Yeah, if you just mute, that would be good.
No worries. I'll just get started, then I'll do it.
Okay. Thank you. Now, I've been very busy wrapping lots and lots of caramels. Not to mention, I'm going to have these as well. But it keeps very well in the fridge. So, you know, you don't need to eat them over the next few days. You could even save them right up to Christmas, I think. Now, we've been talking about popping one more class in before Christmas, and we were wondering what you guys might like. I'm wondering if anyone out there would like to know how to make a pavlova using your Thermomix. And if so, if that's something that interests you, pop it in the chat. But also the other ideas we had was, you know, maybe fruit mince to make mince pies, maybe a Christmas cake recipe, maybe salads, because there's some amazing salads. So we could do sweets and salads for Christmas or something like that. So if there's anything in particular that you'd like to see us offer you, we would love to accommodate it. So maybe put a few things in the chat and we can work out what we will do. Okay, you ready?
So this is what it looks like.
Hang on a minute, I'll bring you up to the front. Okay.
So this is what it looks like, and this is how it pours.
Wow, yum. It's like a slushy.
A fantastic cocktail on Christmas Day, and it'll be one that I am absolutely making because it's got hardly any ingredients and it's just so beautiful, and it's the right colour, of course.
You've sold me. I'm going to make it.
And the one thing I will tell you, because I do love making margaritas, is that the consistency, and I don't know why this is, but the consistency comes out like cream. Like it's just so silky smooth. Yeah, it's really amazing with the watermelon. So there you go. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas. Sorry.
Enjoy, you guys. I know this is the hard part about being online, especially. Oh, all right, that's enough. Okay, so do we need to pop back to Nadine? We come back to Janelle. So let's go there first. Okay, you look gorgeous, by the way, in all your red and white.
Oh, thank you. I do like to dress up. So that's my tea, and just like Mel, my stickers just say made with love, and then I also got these online, and then on the back I've just got chai tea powder and some Christmas ribbons. So yeah, and what I probably will do, in case people don't have a Thermomix, I will put the normal brewing instructions on that. So yeah, it says it stores for a month only, which I find that a little bit strange. I'm not too sure if that's the milk powder. Nadine may know why it's only a month. So I will be making some more of that because yeah, we're a few weeks away from Christmas yet, but yeah,
it'll last longer than a month. There's no reason for it to only have a month's shelf life.
Yeah, that's what I thought was quite strange. So if it's in a sealable jar, it should last. Yeah, thanks Nadine for popping that in.
That's okay.
Nadine's our food scientist, and we're very grateful to have her in the team. She can answer a lot of great questions and give us direction. So yeah, that chai tea powder, thank you, looks beautiful. So do we need to come back to you, Nadine, now? You right?
I'm just breaking up my...
We'd love to see you do that. Here we go. We're coming over.
I'm just breaking up my snaps. So it just breaks off like that. And
breaks into shards, doesn't it?
Yeah, breaks into shards. And then you can just pack that into some nice little gift bags. And thanks, Bev, for the tip. I actually...
Oh, look, you did.
I decided to make a hot chocolate and clean my bowl out. So
Excellent.
thank you.
Excellent. Look, I did a demo today and we made some Fruity Dream, and you never want to waste what's in that bowl. So we just threw in some milk, whisked with the butterfly whisk to clean the butterfly whisk, and then we whipped it up to high speed and made a thick shake. It was lovely. Okay, that's about it for our class tonight. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope we've got some ideas in the chat about, you know, our next class. We can squeeze one more in before the end of the year. So I hope you've been inspired, and I hope that you guys are thinking, now what am I going to make this year, instead of, you know, looking at that shelf, the shelves in Maya that have got, you know, things that people have made, like, you never know what's in them. I think you're far better off doing your own, and people are going to be so much more grateful when they know that it's made with love from their family and friends. Anybody got questions? Any questions? And do I need to come back to anyone? Have I left anyone out? Maybe not. We saw Karusha's, and we saw the end products of everything. So thanks. I just want to thank the team. They're an amazing bunch, and we, you know, really enjoy doing this, presenting to our customers and helping them get really confident with their Thermomixes. All right, any questions in the chat at all? I'm just having a peek. Oh, thanks. Love it. All right. Okay, well, we'll finish recording, and this will come out in an email with the recipes, probably tomorrow morning.
Bev, if you want to just have a quick look at mine.
Yes, please. Oh, wow. Whoops.
So, whoop.
Yeah.
You pop that into the fridge
Yes.
for about 20 minutes just to harden, and then just break it up into pieces, and it's ready to eat. And any leftover shards can be used on ice cream, and you can gift bag them to all your family and friends.
Lovely. Yum. Thank you. Very good. Maybe you could send a picture of the finished product wrapped up if you'd like to, and we can include that too.
Sure.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Great class, and we'll see you again, hopefully before Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ladies.
Oh, thanks. Lovely to have you.